All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to You Need to Stretch. I'm Skylar, and today we are going to take a different route with the stretch class and focus more on Ashtanga-inspired movements and stretches to help re-lengthen your muscles. So whether you're just coming from a workout and you're using this for a cool down, or you're using this for a recovery rest day, or even just in the middle of the day to get up from your desk and get a little bit of movement in, this is perfect for you. So all you'll need is an open floor space. We will be going down on the ground, so if you have a mat, that's great. If not, just any other comfortable blankets or anything you have is perfect. And let's go ahead and get started. So we're going to start standing up, and I want you to first take a deep breath in and center your mind with your body. So you're going to reach up overhead, slowly release your arms back down. And then we're going to go to the side. We're going to warm your body with a traditional salutation, and then we'll get into holding more of our lengthening postures. So let's take a deep breath in, reach your arms up overhead. Then exhale to bend your knees as you fold forward. Think about really tucking your hip crease back and pulling your belly button into your thighs. And then wrap your arms around your thighs and really try to hug yourself in tightly. And then maybe you can start to lift your hips up to the sky and then bend yourself back down. Let's try that one more time. Lift your hips up to the sky and slowly lower back down. We're going to release the arms and stand up tall. Take a deep breath in again. This time, exhale and fold forward. You're going to plant your hands and step back to all fours. From all fours, we're going to take a deep breath in to look forward. And then exhale to roll, tuck your chin, tuck your tail down. One more time. Inhale to look forward. And exhale to roll, tuck your chin, tuck your tail down. Inhale, look forward, tuck your toes under, step one foot up and then the other. Keep your knees bent. And then again, we'll wrap the arms around the back of your knees and really try to stretch your upper back. And then slowly bend your knees. Inhale to look forward and rise up nice and tall. And exhale to release your arms all the way by the side. We're going to stand with the feet hip width apart, toes pointing forward. Take a deep breath in. Bring your hands to your hips and lift your chest up nice and tall. And then exhale to fold forward. You might bend your knees just slightly. We're working on reaching for the big toe. So take your two key fingers, your pointer finger and your middle finger, wrap them around your big toe. Use your thumb for that bind. You might have to bend your knees a lot to get there. That's okay. Once you get there, you're going to press your toes down, but lift up on your toe. And then start to raise your sit bones up towards the sky. And just see how close you can pull your chest to your thighs. If you're still working on straightening your legs, and that's great, you'll have bent knees, and you'll work on stretching your legs up from there. If you already have your legs straight, what you can do is start to bend your elbows out to the side to help pull your chest a little bit closer. Whichever position you're in, I want you to focus on slow and controlled breathing. With each inhale, think about lengthening your spine. And with each exhale, think about pulling your belly button in and down a little bit further. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. We're almost finished with this one. Now inhale to look forward, and now you're sliding the palm of your hand underneath your feet. So what you're working for here is to get your toes to your wrist crease. Again, bending your knees as much as you need to, and then you're working on straightening your legs. Or if your legs are already straight, you're working on bending your elbows out to the side. As you work on pulling your chest closer and closer to your thighs. Take another deep breath in here. We're almost finished. A deep breath out. And then inhale to look forward. Exhale to release your hands. Bring them to your hips. And inhale, very slowly rise up. Imagine you're engaging your glutes and your hamstrings at the top, shoulders back, squeezing your glutes, and stand tall. Taking your time to come out of these postures.
Great. So now we're going to step our left foot back, and we have our right toes pointing forward, our left toes pointing out at an angle. We're going to take a triangle posture. First, I want you to inhale and reach your arms out nice and long like you're trying to pull your body apart. And then start to push your hips back towards the back of your space and reach your right fingertips forward. You're reaching back and reaching forward, reaching back and reaching forward until you can ultimately fold. Again, using your peace fingers, see if you can grab onto your big toe. Maybe you don't, you're on your shin, you're on a block or a bench. If you can reach your big toe, you can find that bind where you are stomping down on your fingers and your fingers are pulling up on your toe, creating that force. Now you're opening up your chest, pulling your shoulder blades back, and lifting your left fingertips up to the sky. Imagine like you're pulling yourself up to the sky. So your obliques are engaged. This is not a passive stretch. We're very active here. Deep breath in, and if you feel balanced, you can turn and look up towards your left thumb. But you're really imagining that you're standing against a wall and your shoulder blades are both trying to touch the wall behind you. So you're trying to make yourself as flat as possible in the back. And go ahead and look down at your toes if you were looking up. And then we're going to inhale, use your obliques to lift all the way up, finding that length. And now we're going to pivot the toes, find your balance, left toes facing forward, right toes to the side. Let's find your length. Reaching your arms nice and long, shoulder blades down and back. Push your hips back as far as you can, and then reach your left arm forward. So remember, we're finding this length here. Before we get into that stretch, hips go back, arms go forward, hips go back, arms go forward, and see how deep you can go. Maybe you're all the way up on your shin, or you can reach for that bind. Grab onto that big toe, and then wherever you are, you're opening your shoulders back. Imagine that wall behind you, and reach your right hand up to the sky. Find that length, so you're not sinking down into the leg, but you're really active here, actively lengthening the side of your body. If you feel balanced, you can turn and look up towards that right thumb. Stay focused here. Try to keep your mind focused on your body and your breath. If you get to a point where you're not breathing, you're holding your breath because you're holding tension, then just come up a little bit higher or reverse the stretch a little bit. You want to make sure that you can get your mind into a relaxed state so that your body will actually relax and lengthen. On your next inhale, look down if you were looking up. Take a deep breath out. And then use your inhale to engage your obliques here. Feel yourself lift up nice and long. And then we're going to pivot the toes to the opposite side. And we're going to try twisting. So first you're going to reach your arms out long and then start to twist your torso to the right. So now your left arm is forward, your right arm is back. First start to reach your left fingertips forward now. And then you're working on bringing the left hand to the outside of the right hip. That might be to your shin, to your foot, or even to the ground. Wherever you are, find your focus. And then if you feel comfortable, you're going to turn your head and look up towards your right thumb. That's reaching up towards the sky. So same position as before, but we have just switched the arms that we have. On your next inhale, you're going to slowly lift up and unwind. See if you can pivot your feet at the same time. Legs are strong, arms are out wide, and again, we're twisting through your torso all the way around. Now your right fingertips are facing forward, your left fingertips are facing back, and now start with the reach. Find the length first as you reach your right fingertips forward and see where they land. Maybe you are up on a chair, on your shin, or down on the ground. And remember your left fingertips are reaching up to the sky, turning towards your thumb, finding that length in your posture. Deep breathing. Notice your balance. Notice where you feel your stretch, your strengthening. On your inhale, look forward. And very slowly unwind back to center. We're going back to the right again. This time we're going to lengthen the stance just a little bit. One step forward, one step back. And then start to bend into your right knee. So now we're coming into an extended side angle. A few options here, so listen carefully and you listen to your body so you know which one to take. We're going to bring the right elbow down to your thigh here, bending into that right knee. Think about pushing your chest away from the thigh and then sweeping your left arm back and up and around. No shrugging here, so watch the shoulder motion. I'm not reaching with my shoulder. I'm still creating space between my shoulder and my ear, but then reach your fingertips out long. So see the straight line down your fingertips to the pinky side of your foot. This time we're really extending through the side. You feel like you can take this a little bit further, keep everything the same, but instead reach your right hand to the ground outside of your pinky toe. And that'll just take you a little bit deeper. If you're feeling balanced, your gaze should be right in the center of your left palm, looking up. If your hand is on the ground, think about the connection between your knee and your shoulder. Think about squeezing them in together, creating that tension. And then take a deep breath in as you lift yourself out of the posture and pivot your feet all the way to the left. Left toes facing out. Think about shoulders strong, core strong. Remember, first the left elbow comes down to the thigh, and then the right arm is going to sweep up and over and reach your fingertips out long. Pull your shoulder blades back and keep your core nice and strong. Take a few deep breaths here. And then if you're feeling like taking it to the next level, go ahead and slide the left hand down to the ground and reach your fingertips out long. Again, if your hand comes to the ground, think about the connection between your shoulder and your knee. So you're squeezing them together to help open up your hips. Really reach through the fingertip, reach through that pinky side of the foot. Don't let it come up. Really try to stomp it down. Find your breath. And on your next inhale, we're going to lift all the way up and pivot back to the right side. Right knee is going to bend. And last twist here. We're going to rotate just like we did with the revolved triangle, but this time the stance is a little bit wider and your knee is bent. Now we're twisting. Left fingertips are forward this time. And first you're going to reach the elbow to the outside of the knee. And perhaps you can come to the palms between right in the middle of your chest, or you can extend your arms out long. You have two options. When your elbow gets to the outside of your knee, think about that connection. You're squeezing them together. And then take a deep inhale as you stand up, unravel your body. Pivot your feet all the way over. Left toes facing forward. Reach your arms out long. And here we're twisting the torso again. So your right fingertips are forward. And you're going to bring the elbow to the outside of the knee. Think about creating that tension to help twist. Maybe bring your palms together at heart center, or extend that arm and reach your arm out long overhead. Whatever option feels best for you, remember to just keep that knee in line. So don't let your elbow pull your knee inward. You're really trying to keep that. And on your next inhale, we're going to unravel, twist it out, and this time point your toes forward so that they're both facing forward. Take a deep breath in, reach your arms out to the side, and exhale, fold forward, bring your hands to the ground. If you can't reach the ground, you can bend your knees or bring your hands to block. From here, you're going to inhale, lengthen your spine forward, and then exhale, pull your belly button in and fold a little bit deeper. You're working on walking your hands back to be right in line with your feet. And if you feel like you can go a little bit further, you're then going to bend your elbows straight back between your legs, working on getting your head down to the ground. Just as you're holding this, check in on your breath. Make sure you're breathing peacefully. And make sure your toes are pointing straight forward or slightly in. And see if you can just stretch a little bit further. And then we'll inhale to look forward. Exhale, bring your hands to your waist. And inhale to slowly rise up. Again, focusing on squeezing the glutes on the way up. Let's turn your right toes to the side again. We're going to come into a high lunge. So now we're coming up on the back heel. You're going to inhale, sweep your arms up overhead. And exhale, fold forward. Plant your hands to the ground. Step back into a plank position. We're going to use this plank to engage your core. And then very slowly hug your elbows into the side of your body as you lower your chest down. And inhale to lift your chest up into cobra or upward dog. And exhale, roll over your toes to downward facing dog. Shake it out a little bit. And then inhale to sweep your right leg up and back. Maybe bend the knee behind you to open up your hips. And exhale, swing the knee between the hands. And we're going to now pivot the back left heel to the ground so we can inhale up to warrior one. Strong glutes. So this time we're thinking about your shoulders and your hips facing the same direction as your right foot. Your shoulders are pulling down and your arms are reaching up. Take a deep breath in, perhaps looking up towards your thumbs. And then exhale, slowly release as you turn your feet inward. Back to this wide-legged stance. Remember your toes are forward. Take a deep breath in, out to the side. And exhale, hands to your hips. Inhale, lift your chest up nice and long. And exhale, fold forward, keeping your hands on your hips. Think about trying to pinch your elbows back behind you. And we're still working on stretching the back side of the body, leading with the top of your head, pulling your belly button in, and pinching your elbows back behind you. On your next inhale, slowly come up again, squeezing your glutes, using your posterior chain muscles to come up. And we're going to pivot to a high lunge on the left side. Left knee is bent. We're going to sweep the arms up overhead. Deep inhale. Find that length. And then exhale, plant your hands to the ground. And from here, we'll step back into plank. You can choose your version of a vinyasa here. We're just working on building some core strength, loosening up your body a little bit after all of those static holds. And then inhale, sweep your left leg back behind you, maybe opening up your leg, bending your knee. And then exhale, pull your left knee through, step between your hands. Pivot your right foot to the ground as we inhale and sweep up to our warrior one. We're working on that stretch in the front of the hip here. Squeeze your glutes and sweep your arms up overhead. Find that strength, find your focus. If you feel balanced, you can look up towards your thumbs and just think about your shoulders down and back and finding stillness here. Take a deep breath in. And exhale to slowly release. Bring your toes back to center. Inhale, sweep your arms out to the side. And exhale, interlock your fingers behind your back. Take a deep breath in, lift your chest up. And exhale to fold forward, pulling your arms over your head. Again, focusing on pulling your belly button in and your toes pointing forward. And then very slowly inhale to lift all the way back up. Notice which thumb is on the outside. And we're going to switch the interlock, opposite thumb on the outside. The awkward way of holding your own hand. And inhale, lift your chest up. And exhale to fold forward. Pull your belly button in as you pull your head down towards the ground. Deep breath in. And deep breath out. And on your next inhale, slowly rise all the way up, nice and tall. And shake it out a little bit. We're going to turn the right toes out to the side, and this time coming into a little bit of a wider stance. Your left toes are pointing straight out to the side. We're going to stretch the arms out long, like the letter T, as we come into our warrior two. You're going to work on bending into that front knee and see if you can really lengthen your legs here. And then we're going to wrap the left arm behind the back, flip the right palm up, and stretch the side of your body as you reach back behind you. And then exhale to slowly come down and try to bring your right elbow to the inside of your right ankle. And inhale to sweep your right arm up, stretching out the side. And exhale, fold forward, bringing your elbow to the inside of your ankle. And slowly come all the way up, pivot your toes back to center. And then we're going to go all the way around to the left side and into our warrior two. Left toes facing straight out, wider stance here, digging down into this lunge position, feeling that nice stretch, and then reach your arms out long. Find the length in your arms, length in your neck, and stretching through your hips. We're going to wrap the right arm behind our back, flip the left palm up, and take a deep breath in. Feel that nice stretch down your side. And then exhale, bring your left elbow forward to the inside of your ankle. Inhale to lift and stretch down the side of your body. And exhale, elbow to the inside of your ankle. And then slowly come all the way up. We'll pivot the feet back inward, a little bit wider than shoulder width apart. And then we'll take a deep breath in, reach your arms out. Exhale, fold forward. This time you're grabbing onto those big toes again. See if you can practice that lock, that energy lock of your fingertips grabbing around your toes so that you can pull up on your toes. Inhale to look forward and exhale to fold, pulling your belly button in, maybe bending your elbows out to the side. If your knees are bent, then you're just working on straightening your legs like you're pulling your sit bones up towards the sky. Take a deep breath in to look forward. Exhale, bring your hands to your hips. And inhale to rise up, squeezing your glute muscles nice and strong. And then we'll pivot to the right side. We're almost finished with our standing postures. So now the right toes are forward, the left toes are angled in slightly. And this is more like our triangle stance, a little bit more narrow. Inhale and sweep your arms out long like you're being pulled apart from fingertip to fingertip. And then turn your thumbs down, your palms away, and start to internally rotate your shoulder. Wrap your arms around your back. Maybe your hands come together. Maybe you can grab opposite elbows, or maybe you can come into reverse prayer, bringing the palms of your hands together, really opening up your chest. Take a deep breath in. And exhale to fold forward, pulling your belly button in and bringing your chest closer to that thigh. Deep breathing here. Almost finished. Take a deep breath in to look forward. Slowly rise up. We're going to try to keep the arms where they are, whether you're holding onto your shirt or your own elbows. And we're pivoting the toes. Take a deep breath in. And exhale to fold forward over that front leg, pulling your belly button in and working your chest closer to your thighs. Keep breathing. And on your next inhale, slowly start to look forward and rise up nice and tall and shake out the arms a little bit. We're going to reach the arms out nice and long and turn your thumbs, rotating your shoulders as you reach your fingertips together. You can see how far your fingertips will go without arching back, so you're still standing up tall. Then you're going to reach your arms out back, turn your thumbs in the opposite direction as you reach the opposite arm in front and the opposite arm behind. Try that one more time. Reach out nice and long, feeling this nice shoulder stretch all the way out. One more time, opposite direction, switching the shoulders. And then slowly relax, shake it all out a little bit. We're going to practice a balancing stretch. Left leg is the standing leg. We're first going to reach back for the right toes. Grab them behind you. Maybe you can grab with both hands. If you can grab with both hands, think about pulling your shoulders and your elbows back so you can stretch out your chest and your shoulders. It's important here, in whichever variation you're choosing, even if you're holding onto the wall, that you're engaging your glutes, tucking your tailbone, and pushing your hips forward to really help lengthen out the front of the quad and hip flexor. And then from here, if you'd like to try another balance, you can think about kicking back through that hand and then see if you can find a focal point and reach forward as you start to lean forward. And just make sure that you're maintaining your breath, you're keeping yourself focused, and pulling your quad back. Now very slowly release, we're going to switch to the opposite leg. So let's stand balance on the right foot. You're going to reach back for that left foot. Remember, if you feel balance, you can grab both hands. Think about this quad, the knee is pointing straight down. And then once you grab on with both hands, you're pushing your shoulders and your elbows back. Think about those glutes, squeezing your glutes forward. And then if you'd like to try an extra stretch, you're going to kick back into your hand and reach your right arm forward. And really try to find your focus. Stay focused on a focal point with your eyes. And then come all the way back. Again, focusing on lengthening the front of your quad. And then slowly release and shake it all out. Let's make our way down to the ground. We're going to take a deep breath in, tuck your tailbone, bend your knees as you sweep your arms up overhead. And exhale to fold forward. Inhale to look forward and lengthen. Exhale to plant your hands and step back into plank. You can choose to lower down however you would like. You can choose an upward dog or a cobra. And then come all the way to downward facing dog. From here, we're going to cross the right ankle behind the left and try to really pull your heel down to the ground as you stretch out your calf. And then very slowly we'll switch. Let's set the right foot back in downward dog. Cross the left ankle behind the right. And feel a deep stretch through your calf. Take a deep breath in. And slowly release those ankles and come all the way down to your knees. We're going to sweep the left arm out to the side and exhale, thread the needle, reach as far through as you can. You're working on getting the shoulder down to the ground, and then take your right hand, walk it a step diagonal towards your head, and then press the hand into the ground like you're trying to flip yourself over onto your back. And you should feel this between the shoulder blades, maybe a twist through the torso. And on your next inhale, you're going to slowly unravel. Inhale, sweep all the way up and back down to the ground. The right arm is going to inhale out and up to the side. And exhale to sweep through, drop the shoulder to the ground and really reach as far as you can. Feel the stretch in the shoulder. Stretch between the shoulder blades, and find your focus as you enjoy the stretch, especially if you're working at your desk. Your upper back is likely holding on to a lot of tension, a lot of tightness. And now very slowly start to unravel, sweep your right arm out and up to the side, and back to all fours. We're going to inhale, drop your belly down for cow. And exhale, round for cat. Inhale, drop your belly down for cow. And exhale, round, tuck your chin, tuck your tailbone for cow. Inhale, slowly release. We're going to come forward to sit on the ground. And just to neutralize here, we're going to keep our legs straight in Dandasana with our hands on the ground and think about lifting your chest up, toes pointing up. Take a deep breath in, reach your arms up overhead, and exhale to fold forward, reaching for your shin, your ankles, your toes, maybe even the bladed edges of your feet. You're going to pull your feet towards you, your shoulders down as you work on pulling your chest closer to your knees. Take a deep breath in and enjoy the stretch. Take a few breaths here as you start to sink in. It might feel tight at first, but after all of those warm-up stretches we did, you might actually be impressed by your forward fold today. Feel that stretch and then inhale to look for your toes. And exhale to slowly release. We're going to bring the fingertips about 6 inches behind your hips. Fingers are facing your hips. And we're going to plant the feet on the ground. Bend your knees. Press your hands down. And inhale to lift your hips up like a glute bridge. Try to let your head fall back and feel that stretch in your shoulders and your arms. And then very slowly let the hips come back down. And we're going to roll onto our side. We're going to lay on the left side first. And first you can use your left arm as a pillow underneath your head. And we're going to reach back and grab onto your right toes. Similar to what we did standing, we're going to stretch the quad again, squeezing your glutes, pushing your hips forward, and working on pulling your foot back behind you. Now think about, if you can't reach your foot, you can always wrap a towel or a strap around your foot and grab onto that for an extra extension. Whatever you have, I want you to think about 3-second stretch, and then 3 seconds of kicking your foot back into your hand, creating that tension, squeezing the quad like you're trying to straighten your leg, And then 3 seconds, relax and see if you can stretch a little bit further. So you can hold for 3. And then try to kick back for 3, a little bit more, kick, kick, kick. And then hold and stretch for 3. And then shake out that leg a little bit. We're going to bend the knees and bring them up to hip level. So you have a 90-degree bend at the hips and the knees. And then your left arm is going to grab onto your knees to hold them down. And your right arm is going to sweep up and over, reaching your shoulder back behind you. Feel that nice deep stretch. You're keeping your knees down so that most of the stretch is coming from twisting through your torso and reaching your arm back behind you. So the idea is to try to keep your fingertips on the ground and your arms straight the whole way around. If you feel really tight, you might notice your hand comes off the ground. You can't quite reach. But with each rep, notice if you can get a little bit closer to the ground as you slowly start to loosen up. We have one more on this side. Deep sweep all the way up and around. All the way back to center. So now we're going to release the bottom left arm and we're going to bend the elbow. So when you look down, you have a straight line from your shoulder to your elbow as we come into our side lying shoulder stretch. And we're going to grab the right hand and press the left wrist down towards the ground. Your fingertips might touch. And then after your fingertips touch, see if you can get closer and closer to getting your palm to touch. Now it's important that you don't let the elbow slide so that the elbow stays right in line with the shoulder. And you don't let the shoulder come up as you lift to try to stretch a little bit further. You're going to try to stretch, press that hand down, maybe getting your palm down, and then slowly release all the way back up. Now pay attention to how close you can get your fingertips to the ground. Use your hand as a measuring stick so that when we get to the other side, you can identify if that side is just as flexible or maybe not so much. So maybe you don't know, maybe you learned something new about your own bodies today. Last one on this side. And then we're going to just slowly swing it around to the other side. You're going to first use your right arm as a pillow. And you're going to reach back for that left foot for that quad stretch. You're working on stretching back, holding for 3 seconds, and then try to kick back into your hand. Squeeze your quad, 3-second hold, and then relax and see if you can squeeze it back in. And try that again. Kick back, 3-second hold, and then stretch as you pull your heel back towards your hips. Let's just try one more. See if you can really kick, 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 and relax and stretch. And then we're going to bring the knees up to hip height. So we have the 90 degrees at the hips and the knees. And from here, we're working on your arm sweep again. So your bottom arm is going to come out from under your head to hold your knees down. And then your top arm is going to sweep up and over your head. Again, working on keeping your fingertips as close to the ground as you can, and just sweeping your arm up and over and back as you reach your shoulder back behind you, all the way around. Notice if this side feels any different, if you can get your fingertips a little bit closer to the ground. Wherever you are while you're taking this video, hopefully you have a beautiful day like we have today and you can take it outside. But if not, I encourage you to take a moment to maybe just walk outside later today, look up at the trees, take a deep breath in. It helps calm your mind, and it's really just such a beautiful day. You don't get too often, so take advantage of it. Let's go ahead and release now, coming into your side lying shoulder stretch. Your bottom arm is now going to come straight out in line with your shoulder. And now we can work on pressing the wrist down to the ground. So remember to gauge how close your fingertips get to the ground. And then inhale to release all the way up. So it might take a few warm-up stretches. But notice if this side feels any different, or if you notice based off of your measuring stick that it looks different. Maybe on the other side you could just barely get your fingertips to touch, but now you can get almost your whole entire palm on the ground. So notice what feels different as we work on this dynamic stretch. And then very slowly lift all the way back up and come all the way onto your back. Plant your feet, and we're going to dig your heels down into the ground and just lift your hips up and try to squeeze your shoulder blades in together. Interlock your fingers and stretch out your arms and lift your hips up nice and tall. We're going to lay all the way down onto the ground. Hug your knees into your chest and rock side to side. Beautiful job today. We had a full body stretch. So we're going to take one more. We're going to cross the right ankle over the left knee, reach the fingertips through, grab onto your hamstring, and then kick your left heel up to the sky and slowly bend it back down. Each time you kick up, see if you can push your shin closer to your chest. You stretch up, deep breath in and deep breath out. One more on this side. And then slowly release. Let's switch legs. Left ankle crosses over the right knee. Thread your fingertips through as you grab onto your hamstring. Press your elbow out onto that leg. And inhale to kick up. Exhale to bend down. Inhale to kick up. Exhale to bend down. So notice that all the stretches we did today were really focused around your breath. I want you to focus on your breath because that's one of the things that we can control to help reduce stress and stimulate your nervous system to be a little bit more relaxed, to rest and digest. We're going to come now into a relaxed position. Whatever you need to get comfortable, go ahead and do that, whether it's a pillow or a blanket, get yourself comfortable. And we're going to practice different breathing techniques. If you're not sure about your breathing habits or you have any hypertension, then perhaps just practice slow and controlled deep breathing and don't do any of the retention. If you're okay, we're going to practice a 6-4-10 breathing sequence to help reduce stress and anxiety. You can relax your arms by your side, or if you would like feedback, you can place your hands on your belly so that with each inhale you can feel your torso expand, and with each exhale you can feel it contract. So we're going to start with a breath and then see if you can follow along with me. Start with a deep inhale and exhale. See if you can practice breathing through your nose only. And then we'll inhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. 4, 3, 2, 1. And exhale. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. After that, slowly come back to normal breathing. Notice if that was difficult for you to maintain, or if you felt like you could take a few extra breaths in there. And then slowly start to bat your eyes open, wiggle your fingers and your toes. Take a deep breath in as you stretch your arms overhead. And exhale to curl up into a tight ball, rock side to side. And you can come to lay on your side, or you can rock all the way up to a seat. Thank you for coming to stretch with me. I hope you're feeling great after that. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out with any other questions you might have. And we hope you'll keep moving with us. Awesome job today, and keep up the great work.